Yeah, obviously frustration when you're not scoring touchdowns, you're not really being able to move the ball, especially being backed up, then if you know that if you don't get a few first downs, you're putting your defense in a bad situation. But, luckily we were able to do enough in the fourth quarter to at least push it to overtime and hit some big plays, some more throws down the field. It was crazy because the first drive we came out right away and went right down the field and obviously like to finish with a touchdown. And then after that, I think we only had one drive in the first quarter. I looked up and we get the ball back and it's the second quarter. So it went by really quick. And like I said, you're backed up, so you want to be able to get out of there and at least, win the field position battle. And we just didn't. We didn't. I'm sure we'll look at the film and see plays that we could have executed better.
You guys hadn't scored a touchdown on a Sunday all year.
It's a good way. I didn't even think about it that way.
Did it feel cathartic at all to finally get to the end zone?
I think it was just where the game was. We knew we had to score, or else, whatever it took, we had to get it done. And there's a few breaks. I think Pierre, catches the ball that's tipped. It was thrown to him anyways. I think he'd beat his guy. The guy gets a tip ball and you watch it flutter in the air, which seems like 10 seconds. And for him to come down with it, I think that got guys jacked up. And you look at it like finally one bounced our way, and go down and score, and then be able to go do it again. So unfortunately, you go to overtime again, and we just come up one play too short.
Every week we get the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's the same game, but you're trying to get better each and every week.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the progress is still there, or has there been kind of a plateau? Where do you think you guys are at?
Well, I think the one thing that is frustrating but also encouraging is each game it goes down to the last play. And I think the one thing that we as a team have to do is stay together and say, look, we're going to keep fighting each week. We know how close we are. One of these days it's gonna go the right way for us. And when that happens, you just continue to build on that. But I don't see anyone in that locker room who is having conversations in the corner, blaming it on other people. I think that's the one thing that I've been most proud of about being a part of this team is each and every week we go out and battle until literally the last play. And sometimes that's more frustrating. I hate to say it, but when you get blown out, you get blown out. And you can say, well, they were a better team. I don't think we can say that about any of the teams we've played. And that's, like I said, it's encouraging, but it's also really frustrating to come in that locker room each week where the game goes down to the last play, and then you just sit there and think of missed opportunities, on all three sides of the ball. I know for us, especially offensively, we'll go and watch the film and you'll say, hey, if this one play would have went better, then maybe that would have been the difference in the game. And that's the way it is every week. Even when you win, you look at it and say, well, we missed this opportunity, but we overcame it with this. And, so for us, it's just you got to keep fighting. And I know that we have the right guys in that room, and I know that I will until they take it away from me. Until I no longer am the quarterback, I will play every play to the best of my ability until the clock runs out. And I think we have a lot of guys in that locker room, and when you have that, one of these days it's going to go our way.
Is there one point on the overtime series, Brian, that you wish you could do over again?
To be honest, I got to think about those plays. I mean, obviously when you get the pass interference to the 50, you're thinking, oh man, we got a chance, and then we have a penalty that brings us back. That was kind of a story of the day too, was some penalties that brought us back. But it is what it is. We get in that situation, and then we call a pass, and they brought a blitz, and I'm hot, so I got to throw it to Al for a short gain, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, they had the right call, and you try to get it out and maybe see if you can catch and run with it, and then you're still left in a 3rd and 15, and you're just trying to figure out, can you get a first down? But also, in the same sense, you don't want to turn it over either. You don't want to just throw it up because you don't want to give them a chance again on the 50. So, for me, we just got to keep going back to work. It's gonna be a long flight home. We'll watch it tonight, watch it tomorrow, and then get back to work on Wednesday and get ready to basically fly back across the country again and go play Washington.
Has Kyle's message changed within that locker room?
No, I think he just talks about, obviously missed opportunities that we'll look at on all phases of the ball, and then just, keep fighting. Don't splinter apart. And I don't think we have the guys in that locker room that are going to do that. I think we all look around and realize how close we are, and just realize that we have to put it together. And one day when we put it together, it's going to be really good. And just keep fighting and keep coming back to work and work harder each week.
You know that the roster is a week-to-week, a year-to-year thing, and we never really had the same team over a period of time. But Kyle has a 6-year contract. How much of that 6-year contract and the fact that he's trying to create a culture here is leaking in? Are you noticing week in and week out, considering that a lot of coaches can get really frustrated with so many tight losses like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's trust me, it's super frustrating. It's more frustrating to lose a close game because you knew you had a chance than it is when you lose by 2 touchdowns, I promise you. And it eats at all of us. But I think, like I said, we have a group of guys that it's never a lack of effort. I promise you that. It might be a lack of execution at times and some missed opportunities, but it's never a lack of effort. And I think when you have guys that always give their all, eventually you learn how to overcome things and you learn how to win football games. And I think, that's the one thing with Kyle that I've always admired is he's going to come out and he's going to be ready to go each and every week. No matter what happens the week before, no matter how frustrated you are, you have to come back and go to work. What's the other option? Just say, hey, we'll cash it in. No, I don't think we have any guys like that. And I think, I wasn't here last year, so I can't speak for what happened here last year. But I think in the terms of what we have going on, we see how close we are. And trust me, it hurts when you're that close and you're 0-5. When you look at it and you say, man, we could be 4-1, 3-2, whatever it might be, but you're not. And it's a results business. So at some point we have to go out and play a complete game and execute, and if we do have a missed opportunity, have to find some way to overcome that. And I think that's been his message. And I think the one thing, like I said, being proud about being a part of this group of guys is we're always gonna fight to the end and give our best. And I think eventually it's gonna come around and it's gonna be good.
Last one, guys.
So many young players on this roster. Today, George Kittle had a big touchdown. But and after all these games, like in a big moment, we just need to kind of come through the big play. Do you think part of that is just guys who have not been kind of on this stage or just kind of finding their way?
I don't know about that. I think those guys are coming along, and like I talked to you, I don't know, I can remember a press conference. Those guys earned their spots on this team. And, us as veterans, we got to help bring those guys along. And I see them progressing each and every week. Kittle, Breida, Trent, all those guys, they're always progressing. And when you see young guys doing that, it's even more encouraging. It's not, a lack of effort. The game's not too big for them. And as long as they keep getting better, it's going to really help us get better as well.